Okay, everyone. We're going to do a little bit of a recap from the past weekend game, talk a little bit about our structure here and some adjustments we're going to make. So if we look here, we have our configuration with the 3 backs and the 3 midfielders and then the 2 wings right here and here. And then we have our 2 forwards up top here. I'm going to show you first how we've been doing the defensive configuration with the 3-3, these 2 here marking. And one thing that had come up this week in the weekend around coverage was that the marking of these 2 players on the 4-3-3, which is what we have here. So on their team, we have a 4. We have the 3 on the attack, so there's a defensive mid and the 2 center mids, and then we have the 3 forwards. So this is a traditional 4-3-3. Both the games we had this weekend were this configuration. So one of the challenges we had was is that we often were recovering with coming back on these players where they had space and we're getting the ball here, and then we're basically on a 3 against 1, or possibly if the Javi or Jesse were up too far, then we had all this open space here. So you remember at halftime on the second day in particular, I was saying we needed to get back, which we did do a better job of. But this basically creates a scenario where we have 5 here attacking, basically 3 here, and even more if our wings haven't gotten back. So coming into this next week, we need to be very conscious of getting our people back, that these 2 are covering these 2. These 2 are cutting down the lines and covering these 2 here. All right. We're going to make a couple of adjustments going to the attack, though. So again, defensively, we want to get everybody back. The 6 is a non-marking position, so they should be able to help pressure here or cut down the line here. This is a good spot here. This is the position that with that 99, we're talking about the Sunday game, that Humberto was marking. So and then Eric was doing a good job of pressuring up top here to create the movement. So this is the configuration as it would be. These players here are covered here to back these folks up and to also be able to step in front if the ball gets down into here. It's likely the ball is going to come over the top here or to here or possibly through here. So the center backs need to be aware and holding the space here. The 4 center back position is not marking, and Sammy was dropping off pretty far, which is probably fine, but you can see all of a sudden what happens is it puts this person in a lot of space. So if the defensive mid does not get back and cover them, it gives them an awful lot of space and a one-on-one situation here. So we really want to be very conscious of that and make sure that we don't leave that person too loose. Worst case, Sammy can we can tighten up like this and create a little bit more pressure with the back here. Okay, so the defensive mid position again is a floating position here. The ball comes over onto this side. It's putting pressure here and breaking down this line. If the ball comes back to the center, being available here to mark these positions. As I pointed out on Saturday, if the secondary striker position, this forward position, the 10 is over here or over here, we're just leaving the ball, this space open, and the 99 had a lot of time in space here to set up the play to feed the ball out to various points or to hit that 24. So this is a very dangerous situation when they got the ball and they were able to get it through to their runner. So they were making runs here, and then they would get this space and create like a 3v2 over here, or be able to pass the ball through here and create a 1v1 situation with Sammy in the center, which happened also a couple times. So most of the goals that they scored were as a result of driving through the center or coming through a gap here. and it's mostly due to the center mids not getting back to cover, okay, and not putting enough pressure here, right? On this configuration, just one other note, we will, this is a position here that is very hard to cover the way that we're set up. If this person comes up, the wing comes up to mark that person, there's a space here. So in general, what is going to end up happening is that the 11 would stay here. Possibly, if the defensive mid is here, the 6 is here, could put some pressure on. We really don't want to do this though, because then that just opens a space here, and that ball can get distributed anywhere. So really, the main goal here is to keep the defensive mid from getting the ball, and Eric or whoever is up top will have to be the pressure. So if this person has to drop the ball in the air over to here, we have good coverage here. We'd have good coverage here. We'd have lighter coverage here, but we have the back here to back them up. So not bad. We have good coverage here in the center. Okay. If they pass back around, obviously, we want to keep moving to keep that person cordoned off, okay? And to keep pressuring the ball. All right, so that was on defense, and we did have some struggles with that, mostly, like I said, in getting back in time. On the attack, we're going to change something a little bit here. On the attack, I had been telling Umberto to post right here, and actually, and as he pointed out, which was true, that pulls him out of the top here, and so the other thing that occurred to me is that we have 3 people guarding 1 person here on the attack, which really doesn't make a lot of sense either. So what we'll end up doing is Umberto can go up, and Javier Jesse can come in here, okay, and be available in this space. And then we'll have the opening up here, right, and we'll have the width here, okay. So now what we end up with is a, and then we have a little bit of a spread here. Right. The other thing that we can do, actually, I'm sorry, not a spread here. These stay tight here, and now Sammy can move up into here. So what we end up with is a diamond in the center, and now we have overloads here, 3v1 on this side, possibly 4, v2 or 3. That's pretty good. This person's going to have to drop all the way back here, and as long as we get, this person here cannot guard 2 people. So we're going to start to have situations here where this person comes to maybe follow Javi, and now we open up a space here. Okay, we're going to have a challenge here. Okay, that would hopefully open up a space in here, or a through ball here to here. Okay, so 3v1. Okay, nice little overload right there. 3v2. See what we're going for? So, again, on the everybody back. All right. So on offense, it looks like this. Okay, Sammy moves up. Defensive mid moves up, and we get a diamond in the center. The 9 and the 10 go to 2 sides, and they can alternate sides if that's the way that it goes, right? So we might have a high side up here, a lower side here. The key here is that we get 1 up here. These 2 positions can never really go too far away from these positions. So we want to be free of them here, but we want to be close enough that we can drop right back. So we go from offense to, boom, they get the ball, and now we go here, 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 everybody tightens up. We drop back to here, drop back to here. Okay. The 6 is now free to help block down lines, but the 10 has to come back now and cover this, all right? And the 9 is going to be here, all right? So, again, defense Tighten it all back up. These guys are running around. We want to keep the structure. We don't want to man mark. We're not really following the players. What we're doing is we're making a defensive block. So this person may come up here and get the ball, and now they can be challenged by this person. But we're not following this person up. I mean, we might be on their back right here, but the closest person to the ball is getting the ball. Okay, we might be able to pressure like here. Okay, so we want to isolate. Okay, and then again, we lose the ball. Maybe it gets dropped back to here. Let's go out here, spread out here. Okay, move the ball up here. All right, push up. So again, diamond in the center. Diamond in the center. Overload here. Okay, 3-on-2 overload here. And the overload's over on this side. The only place we don't have an overload is right here in the center. So this person has to be either dropping the ball off here, so it gets up to here, dropping the ball off here up to here. Okay, possibly turning the ball and feeding it through one of these areas. Oops. But we don't want to try to turn the ball and drive up through the middle here. That would be too many people and not enough. So in the first day and the first game, we talked about that, controlling the center better and not just marking, but also driving up through the open slots. Okay, so this is going to give us a lot more flexibility. The main risk areas here are we're vulnerable down here on the counterattack. We're vulnerable here on the counterattack, which is more dangerous. So so these two center back positions and this center back has to be prepared to drop pretty fast. These guys have to get behind the ball as quickly as possible too. All right. And then, like I said, they're going to try to get the ball to their forward here, possibly along this kind of a line. So, you know, the retreat for the 6 has to be sort of in alignment with the line to here. That blocks that line. Okay. And then we can cover here. All right. Coming back. All right, so those are a couple of adjustments we're going to make. We'll talk about it at the practice tomorrow. Hopefully get a chance to see this video before then, so you'll have some idea what we're running through. We will run through some walkthroughs on this just to kind of reestablish this shift of now to how we're bringing the diamond up to the center like that, okay, on the attack. All right, thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow.